Hello, welcome back to my channel, Hysteria Projects. Hope you're doing well. These are general messages. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Oh, 11:11 on the clock. That could be significant. Okay, so let's hop into it. The underlining energy here is this curiosity. Let wonder guide you into the unknown. And this is the energy that you're embodying right now. It's coming through that at one point you could have been a little hard-headed about this. You could have really pushed against it, I'm gonna say. And now you have softened in, I'm gonna say, many different ways. But especially when it comes to your stability and your passions and what you are deeply searching for, you're more open, you're more receptive, you're more approachable, I'm gonna say. So let's just go ahead and, that was quick. Insight, your truth arrives in quiet flashes. Okay, so you have been seeking insight, you've been seeking clarity, you've been following guidance, is what I'm getting out of this. There is a lot of mystery, with this unknown here. We're not meant to know everything. That takes all the fun out of it, right? So you're embracing the unknown is what I'm gonna say. And through you embracing this unknown, you're gaining insight, you're gaining clarity about things deep within you. You're following your intuition. Like, your intuition is incredibly heightened right now. So there's also this energy, before I pull anymore, there's also this energy of there is something that you were seeking clarity about, and you have received that clarity. This clarity is inspiring you to take action. This clarity has given you the perspective that, you are in control of the direction that your life is going. And it's time for you to take the wheel back, pretty much, is how this is coming out. You have trust. Float on the current that has always known the way. Again, this is that energy, from where you were fighting against the current, okay? And you're more receptive, you're more open. Again, with this intuition, you're trusting your intuition. And there's something telling you to take action, okay? There's a lot about control here. Now, you could have been somebody that really needed to have the feeling of control over situations. And that was that pushback. That was that fighting the current, okay? And with this clarity that you were getting about, I'm going to say, taking the wheel back, and taking action, I really do feel like this is you trusting the intuition, you trusting the clarity, you trusting that guidance to move in a different direction. Taking the wheel back doesn't necessarily mean, taking all that control and fighting the current, right? The The way that the picture is coming through to me is like you fighting against something and you having the moment of clarity to change that direction. That's an action, okay? To change the direction of you fighting against it and then flowing with it. Does that make sense? Okay. And this action could have a lot to do with you being honest. It says, let your words mirror the shape of your heart. So this action could have a lot to do with you expressing what is inside of your heart. You trusting the path that you're on and going with the flow and not fighting it. You know, again, there is this softness here. And there is a lot of, like on the other side, there's a lot of cheering and celebration. There's a lot of, what is the word I'm looking for here? Like your ancestors are proud of you, okay? To just sum it up, your ancestors are proud of you, you know, for listening to your intuition and for not fighting against it anymore, but making the decision to flow with it, to flow into your authentic self and resonate through honesty. Honesty within yourself, within your thoughts, within your feelings. And that honesty that's internal, that will project outwardly. You know, I say this a lot, you know, but people that lie a lot, they're lying to them. Excuse me. People that lie a lot are lying to themselves, okay? And if they tell themselves lies and they believe their own lies, how in the world could they be honest with you or anyone else, right? So this person is honoring their own truth, okay? This person is honoring what they feel in their heart is right. And they're standing in some integrity here. You know, this person is taking the right actions even when no one is looking, okay? This person is doing things for the right reasons. And because of that, there is an alignment here. Okay. Boldness. Step before you're ready. The path will meet you. Yeah, this person is you. I'm going to say this person. I feel like I'm talking to you. You are trusting, you know, that you're being guided on the right path. And the doorways that you're stepping through are very insightful. Very, very insightful. These are doorways to your abundance and to a new beginning in whatever area of your life that may be, okay? And side note, rabbits could be very significant, and the number 3 could also be very significant. But rabbits, okay? And that's also this quick, intuitive action that is taking place right now. You overcoming the fear and trusting the process. Honoring your truth. And having the courage and having the confidence to take the steps in those directions. You know? And the steps you're taking is putting you into alignment with abundance here, this awakening. You know, there's a lot going on, but it feels so healthy. It feels aligned. You know, you've overcome a lot of things, and especially this card here, this honesty. This is the key to whatever situation you're dealing with right now. This is the key, is the honesty. And you're accepting, I'm going to say you're accepting your truth. And by you accepting your truth and honoring your truth, you're stepping boldly into the path that is meant for you. And this is an awakening journey here. You know, and you are following your intuition, and you are acting on your intuition in the face of fear. And I love that. That is very, very beautiful. Let's go ahead and pull tarot. You know, there are things that you're manifesting in your life, and with every step you take, you're getting closer and closer. The Magician in the reverse. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is you wanted all the answers. And you felt like you didn't have all the tools necessary to honor this path. Okay? There could have been outside forces that were against this. And it's like you're seeing the truth within the illusions now. Now, there could have been someone significant in your life that really was steering you down the wrong way. You know, and this is somebody that you could have, put weight to. You know, this is somebody that you could have looked up to in some sort of sense. Not necessarily, but you're seeing the truth within the distortion, within the illusion. And it could have very much been because of all of this distortion that you were fighting against this so hard. You know, that makes sense. You know, people give bad advice all the time. You know, this is why it is so important to honor your own truth and trust your own intuition. Okay? Yeah. You know, if you had been listening to this person, you know, the Five of Pentacles comes out here. This is things not going your way. This is feeling out in the cold. This is lack. Okay? And you're gaining clarity, you know, about whatever this situation is for you. You know, and you're now trusting the process. You very much could have had like an epiphany moment here. You know, a moment of clarity out of nowhere. You know, with this King of Pentacles here. You are somebody that is very responsible. You're somebody that is grounded. You're somebody that does take care of other people. You know, you have that head of household energy. And now you're trusting the path that you're floating down right now. You know, this energy is giving off the not closed off energy necessarily, but very materialistic, okay? You could have been very materialistic, you know, see it to believe it type of deal. And maybe you were shown something, you know, again with this spark of clarity here. You could have been shown something. The moon is here 3 times. So this is intuition. This is things not appearing what you thought that they were. These are things that, I'm going to say, illusions being broken down. And there's a lot within you that you're holding on to as well. There's also a lot on your mind. Heavy is the head that wears the crown energy here. But you're trusting this path. You're trusting this flow. Oh my. The 10 of Cups, Temperance, and then the 6 of Cups. Okay. You want wish fulfillment. You want emotional fulfillment. You want that family, that love. And there's a balance that's needed for that. And I'm gonna say, there is somebody here that could be waiting for you. Oh, okay. So with the 6 of Cups, this is past energy. And this past energy here, look at all these like waves. They seem very rough and brutal. And, this is a lot of emotions. This is, okay, so if you were fighting against the current here, trying to stay in the past. Oh, this is all clicking. Okay. If you're trying to stay in the past and you were fighting the current, trying to stay, it caused nothing but emotional distress and chaos. And, you're getting beat up by the ocean, I'm going to say. And you want this calmness. You want this peace here. And I'm going to say within your home life, within your heart. You could have been a bit closed off to love. Even trying to hang on to the past. You could have been still closed off to love. And you're now going with the flow. You have made the action to turn the wheel, to stop heading towards the chaos, and honor your emotions, how you really feel. And it feels like you have a lot of love. You have a lot of love. And you've just been keeping it inside. But you want to share that love. But you want to share that love with the right person. Yeah. This King of Pentacles to this King of Cups. This is going from being materialistic to honoring your emotions and honoring your heart. And like I said, you're holding a lot within yourself. But you're longing to express that love. It's not that you're emotionally unavailable. It's not that. You've just been protecting your heart and protecting your love for the right person. And you could have been giving your love to the wrong person and trying to stay in that situation until you no longer could. You had to follow your intuition. You had to trust the process here. And by you trusting this process and going with the flow, it's leading you into this open heart energy. And the key to all of this is honesty. Look at this, the Queen of Cups next to the King of Cups. You want to express to somebody here your true emotions and how your heart really feels. And this person is your match. Look, King and Queen. This person is your match. And that's the honest truth. Let your words mirror and shape the shape of your heart. It's coming, though, as like you're both mirroring love to each other. This Page of Cups crossing, and you want to express this love to this person. You do. You want to provide a gesture of how you feel. And you could be hesitant, you could be hesitant. And that's because you've been protecting your heart, and you could have gone through some heartbreak here. I do see a very emotional situation, a very turbulent one at that. And with this crossing, this is something that you could be struggling with right now. How do I express this? How do I do this? And, boldness. Step before you're ready. The path will meet you. You're never going to feel ready. You're never going to feel that, oh, this is the perfect time. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen, okay? Your spirit team is cheering you on to be bold and to speak your truth. When you speak from your heart, that is felt. And to continue trusting, don't just trust halfway, trust fully. Because no, we don't have all the answers. No, we don't know exactly how things are going to play out in life. But you're being guided. Your spirit team is cheering you on. They're trying to give you like pep talks here, okay? They're trying to, motivate you. And they are celebrating that you are even going down this path. That is a huge celebration in itself that they are proud of you for. And this other thing that they're cheering you on is about you taking this action. Intuitive action here and overcoming the fear. Overcoming the, oh, I don't know. Be bold. You're never going to feel ready. That's okay. Again, the path will meet you. You have to take the first steps, though. With this Four of Cups, I feel like you have your eyes set on somebody. Very specific. And you could have many options, but there's only one that has your eye. There's only one that you want to express this love for. There's only one that you see this Ten of Cups with. There's only one that the sun shines above and for. Now, I don't find that to be a coincidence either. And these two cards, the sun is above this one cup, and there's the sun above one cup. And this one is your match. And you feel that. You feel that in your heart. You're being asked to honor those emotions, to honor that love. Again, rabbits could be very significant. That's new beginning, that's not just fertility. That's not just, you and this person coming together and fucking like rabbits. Although, you two could have very passionate energy with each other. All right, there is a lot of love. This is deep love. What I'm getting from the rabbit energy is you taking action on your intuition here for this new beginning, for this abundant new beginning. Nine of Cups. A wish fulfillment. Now this is what your heart is longing for. This is what you're being guided towards. You know, you have been growing so much, you know, and you came from very, very rough emotional situations here that could have broken your trust and tried to steer you in the wrong path. But where you're at right now is you are trusting the journey. You have turned that wheel. You're not fighting the current no more. You're going with the flow. And you're being asked to take the actions on what your intuition is telling you to do. And from what it looks like, your intuition is telling you to express your love to this person. Tell the truth about how your heart feels about this person. And I know that's hard. Like, the way that my throat is wanting to just close up right now, and it's crazy, okay? You could just be at a complete loss of words. But trust the process, okay? Trust the process. You know, take that action. Be bold, be courageous. You're stepping towards your match. Final message. You don't have to have the right words. Let your heart speak. All right, so we only have one, and that is shining wisdom. Seek teachings that support you as you manifest your goals. I learn what I need to know. Exactly. You know, you could have, you know, had little of faith, I'm gonna say. And you're realizing that you don't need all of the answers. And if you don't realize that currently, you will be realizing that you don't need all of the answers. Okay? You're being shown what you need to see, when you need to see it, for you to go the direction and take the actions that is best for you. You know, there's something growing with inside of you here, and it's not just love. It's integrity. It's alignment. It's emotional fulfillment. And look at all these cups. All these cups. This is all love and emotions, and honor that. Honor your heart. Again, there are no perfect words. There is no perfect time. You know, take that leap of faith. Take the steps. Be bold. Be confident. And let your heart speak. I hope this message helped. And until next time, bye.